Miss Universe Cuba 2025 polemic. Crown bought? The Miss Universe Cuba 2025 gala was consolidated as much more than a beauty pageant. It was a scenario where they collided culture, humor and intense controversy that has captured the attention of the Cuban community globally. The night was defined by two unforgettable moments. On the one hand, the bold and viral intervention of Indiana Williams and its allusion to the word with P, which encapsulated the irreverent ingenuity of Cuban humor. On the other, the controversial coronation of Lina Luaces, daughter of the famous Lili Estefan, whose triumph immediately unleashed a heated debate about the privilege, national identity and accusations of favoritism that have questioned the result, turning the gala into a fascinating mirror of the passions and complexities of Cuba today. Beauty pageant crown, diamonds are forever, but queens. Queens are eternal. Hello, lovers of beauty and sophistication. Welcome once again to your favorite channel, Beauty Pageant Crown. Remember to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell and leave your comments. In addition, if they subscribe publicly, we will send you a personalized greeting in our next videos. Let's start. The Miss Universe Cuba 2025 Gala was a show that transcended mere beauty, becoming a vibrant Cuban culture picture, ingenious acuity and fervent debate, leaving an indelible mark on both public consciousness and digital spheres. One of the most electrifying moments of the night, which left everyone completely captivated, was starring Indiana Williams, the radiant representative of Havana. When he was asked to name a Cuban word difficult to explain to foreigners, she began in a tempting way, "It is a word a little controversial, but it starts by P and everyone wants to know why we use it so much." Although he never pronounced the word, his bold allusion was universally understood as a reference to a common Cuban colloquial expression, unleashing a storm of reactions. The audience and online platforms were turned on with the debate. Was it an inappropriate transgression for such a prestigious event, or was it a sample of authenticity without apologies and a vibrant sense of humor? The very essence of Cuban humor quickly hugged the moment, with creators of content such as Kenny Robert and the popular influencer Carnota, creating viral parodies, further cementing the word with P and the legend of the event. In the midst of this wave of viral humor, Lina Luaces, daughter of the renowned presenter Lili Estefan, ascended to claim the coveted Miss Universe Cuba 2025. Her victory, a historic who makes her the second queen from the return of Cuba to the contest, means that she will represent Cuba in the 74th edition of Miss Universe in Thailand. However, his triumph has been involved in an intense controversy, particularly in Cuba and between the Cuban community abroad. The key controversy points with respect to the victory of Lina Luaces include family connections and privilege perception. Luaces has been widely criticized as a privileged candidate due to her lineage as daughter of Lili Estefan and the perceived influence and resources that her family could provide for her preparation. Debate about the birthplace. A significant point of containment is that she was not born in Cuba. While other contestants could also not have been born in Cuba, critics argue that the case of Luaces is different, which leads many to question the legitimacy of their selection. Allegations of corruption or trap. Mandy Friedman, a specialist who spoke in the program of Javier Siriani, highlighted a potential conflict of interest, pointing out that the entire jury took pictures with Lili Estefan, despite the implicit rule that the judges should not have contact with the relatives of the contestants. These observations fed the suspicions of corruption or a trap in the result of the contest. It was also observed that his father, Lorenzo Luaces, was present but remained separated from Lili Estefan, and the celebration after victory was exclusively with the Estefan family. A declaration of Cuban pride, adding another convincing layer to the narrative of Lina Luaces is your personal decision regarding your representation. Despite having been born in the United States and having the option to compete in Miss USA 2025, she explicitly chose to do so, declaring, "I do not feel American." She powerfully articulated her desire to represent my roots, which I am Cuban and I am very proud, emphasizing how she grew up immersed in the culture of strong Cubans with stories, absorbing its customs and traditions. This deep connection with her inheritance led her to represent Santiago de Cuba, the birthplace of her mother Lili Estefan. Miss Universe Cuba 2025 was much more than a simple beauty contest. It was a vortex of cultural expression, bold personality and deep social reflection. From the bold and fun moment of The Word with P by Indiana Williams, which showed the irreverent spirit of Cuban humor, to the controversial but deeply personal triumph of Lina Luaces that lit debates about privilege, national identity and equity, the event became a magnifying glass for the complexities and passions of the Cuban community. It was a night where glamour met the harsh reality, leaving everyone speaking, discussing and, most importantly, reflecting on what it really means to represent Cuba on the world stage. Do you consider that the victory of Lina Luaces was fair, or do you think that accusations of favoritism are foundation? Thank you for staying with us until the end. Your support means everything to us, and together we continue to grow as a community. Do not forget to leave your comment, like this video and subscribe to not miss any of our updates. In addition, we invite you to follow us on our social networks, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and TikTok to always be up to date with our news, exclusive content and the latest developments in the world of glamour and beauty competitions. If you liked this video and want to help us continue creating incredible content, consider giving us or Super Grace as a sample of support for the channel. You are already subscriber or not, your contribution will make a big difference so that we can continue to grow and offer you the best. Your super thanks inspires us to move on. Thank you for being part of this special community. See you in the next video. Until next. Bye. Beauty Pageant Crown, subscribe, comment, follow us on our networks and support us to continue growing.